Isole child!
What? This is the first I've heard of you quitting the Ito Ryu.
Of course it's the first you've heard of it. I haven't told anyone else besides you yet. I thought it only fair that you should be the first one to know about it. You know, after I quit the Ito Ryu, I won't be hanging around here anymore.
What about Kage?
I was thinking I would go and tell him today.
If you're going to quit the Ito Ryu, does that mean you'll quit being a bodyguard here too?
You call it a bodyguard, but I don't really do anything.
I know. It's great.
I feel like a pimp. It's not great.
Come on, Ty. You don't want to be my pimp?
Huh?
Don't worry. You can always pimp for me. Sound good?
You know what? You're bugging.
Ty, if I tell you I'm cold, without hesitation you'll lie down next to me and share the same blanket. But never once have you tried to even lay a finger on me. Am I really that unattractive to you? Maybe you don't like girls who sell their bodies. Or is it that I look a little like your kid sister who passed away?
You don't look anything like her.
What will you do after you quit the Ito Ryu?
What do you mean?
Well, I'll be able to get out of here in about 2 years. Right now, I need this job to bring in money for my mother's medication. But the doctor said 2 years was about all she'd be able to live. If I can leave here, my dream is to settle down with someone and have a family.
Warren.
Well, if you dump me, that's fine too. After all, you're a swordsman, Ty. With that skill, you're free to go and live however you want. Why would you want to be saddled with a whiny girl like me? You couldn't settle down if you wanted. It's against your nature.
Wow, these are interesting.
Do you think you can sharpen them?
Just one question. Who do they belong to?
Well, you see...
These aren't the blades of a respectable warrior. I've been doing this job for 20 years now, and I don't think I've ever smelled this much blood on this many weapons in my life. In peaceful years like these, samurai swords generally don't look like this. I don't know. Gosh, it's like the tools of some thief or crazy killer. Well, in the end, it doesn't really matter. I won't ask you any more questions. Swords exist to kill people, right? We all know that to be true.
Yeah, you're right.
So then, miss, do you know a thing or two about weapons? Now and there's a beauty, a real prize. The piece came into my shop from the Edo area.
Woman. What are you doing?
Master Magatsu, I've been waiting for you. Seems this young lady here has an interest in weapons. She's been gazing at that sword of yours for quite some time now.
Imported swords are good, but they feel totally different from a Japanese sword, making it hard for an amateur to handle one. But I suppose that's just another reason I like them.
When you're sharpening a blade like that, you feel it questioning you. Caused me to break out into a bit of a cold sweat. Fortunately, that cold sweat paired well with the evening breeze.
Sounds like a good life to me.
I can't complain.
I'm sure I'll be here again.
I hope so. Thank you.
I shouldn't do this. Samurai, sir!
Huh?
That sword. Would you please sell it to me? I'm willing to pay up to 30 gold Rio for it. Please, sir, sell it.
First off, I'm not a samurai. I'm just a swordsman. tell me, have you ever heard of the Asano Dojo? It was in the Honjo area up until about 2 years ago. You see, a couple comrades of mine were cut down cold by the daughter of that dojo. You know, I still can't believe that girl did that all by herself. I couldn't sell you this sword for a pile of money. And I can't tell you where I got it, other than it's the spoils of war. But if you wanted to tell me where that daughter is hiding out, then maybe I'd think about thinking about it. What do you say?
You did what? Wise up. Come on. Do you know how many swords you could buy yourself with 30 gold Rio? I'm used to this kind of lifestyle. But what about yourself? Think about it for a sec. You gonna be okay being so broke that you can't even afford to bathe?
I know. You're right.
So what's the deal? Why were you willing to pay so much for that sword in the first place?
Because it's my father's sword. 2 years ago, after my father was killed, every single sword in the Asano Dojo was taken, including that one. From the very beginning, when my grandfather was head of the dojo, that sword was always honored and treasured. I've wondered why an imported sword was so highly valued. The Mutanichi Ryu dojo was so strict about keeping traditions. Maybe it was some sort of tribute made by my grandfather to Saburo Anutsu.
So, what do you want to do? Take it? Did you think to ask where this guy might be staying?
He's staying at an inn called Mizoguchi by Shinso Shrine until tomorrow.
If you want to take this sword back by force, I'll be glad to help you out.
Manji, I'm sorry. I promise this is the last time I'll talk about these things. I am already 16, and yet I still can't stop talking about my mother and father. It's embarrassing when you think about it. I decided it's best if I forget about that sword.
He's part of the Ito Ryu, though, right? I thought you hated them.
I do hate them. I hate them, but it doesn't matter how many of the Ito Ryu guys we kill. As long as Kagehisa Anutsu is still alive, their numbers will just keep growing. If I'm truly going to destroy the Ito Ryu, then I need to stop chasing the little guys and go after the big one.
Well, if you're good with that, then I'm good with that.
Stop! It's awfully quiet. Are you guys sure you're heading to Mukojima?
It's the Tempo Dojo in Mukojima. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You know, I have to say, I've heard all kinds of crazy rumors about that place. One of them being that the dojo is the secret hideout of the Ito Ryu. Do you think there's any truth to it?
Where exactly did you hear this rumor?
In this line of business, you hear all sorts of things.
If you're going to this dojo, that mean you're a swordsman for the Ito Ryu?
And if I was, what would you do?
Immortal.
Immortal.
All right. Man, that was too easy.
There's an old saying, no swordsman is good enough to defend himself while sleeping.
When word gets out he was killed by guys like us, he's gonna have a hard time in the afterlife.
Poor guy.
You know, I've met a lot of guys in the Ito Ryu who have fallen on some pretty rough times in the course of their lives. But I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've seen a swordsman pull on a carriage. Now that's really pathetic.
Come here, you punk! I never even saw you.
Shut up. You whine too much, old man. Can it? I missed your vital points on purpose. Want to go see a doctor? Okay, then. You better tell me who sent you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This seems a little too premeditated for someone who's just bitter because we destroyed their dojo. If I leave, you die. Spit it out and I'll take you to a doctor. Your call. What'd you say? Akagi? Oh, sorry. Forgot about that vital point.
Here you go, sir.
Thanks.
Master Magatsu, you came here by foot?
Sort of. You're wounded. It's nothing.
Excuse me.
Makoto. Who was that?
His name is Kagimoto Habaki. If I remember right, he's an officer.
The Ito Ryu is going to become a branch under the shogunate. Is there something you want to say?
Not really. I think it's a good thing. Now you can go back to being a samurai without any issues. As long as you are part of the shogunate, no one can say you're not a respectable warrior anymore. Which was what you wanted most, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly right. We did it. We won. Magatsu. I do have my reasons for wanting to lead the Ito Ryu. And it's not just to create some ideal Ronin group.
Yeah, I know. It's no surprise. It's not like we met each other yesterday. If the Ito Ryu now has an in with the samurai house, then you should by all means take advantage of that. Hey, how would you feel about cutting me loose from here?
Tell me why.
Listen, it's not that I don't like how you run things, it's just, well, for me anyway, I want no part of joining up with a samurai. Used to be every time you destroy a dojo, you totally loosen up and we'd have a lot of fun. Forget it. I don't really want to talk about this. It's just me wanting my own way. It's all good in the end, right?
You never wanted this anyway. I guess I always knew sooner or later you'd come to this decision. The bonds between these schools are pretty weak, aren't they?
Especially with the Ito Ryu. See you around.
Magatsu. The second floor of Yukimachi. Feel free to keep using it as much as you want. The last thing I want is for Oren to be sad.
Oh yeah, I've got a farewell gift for you. It's in the form of advice. You pissed off a guy named Akagi. Do you remember how?
No, I don't remember him.
Well, make sure he doesn't try to cut your head off while you're sleeping, okay? They attacked me and made a lot of noise about the Ito Ryu.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right, then. I'm out of here.
Hey, Rin. You've definitely mastered the art of crying and sleeping. You are determined to avenge your parents' death, even if it's the last thing that you ever do. And you're trying your best to not shed another tear. But can you do it? Even the most painful of memories will eventually be forgotten with time. It'll happen. But trying to force yourself to forget is a wasted effort. Well now, there you are.
You working for some guy named Akagi?
Nope. No relation. All I want is that long sword hanging off your side. Now hand it over.
Huh? Oh, I see. So that girl I ran into the other day actually was Asano's orphan. I'm guessing you took out Sabato Kuroi.
Maybe. So, what's it to you?
First rule of battle. Cease your opponent's ability to move and you've won 80% of the fight. Idiots who only know how to go for the vitals are gonna have their legs swept out.
Thanks for the tip, pal! A sword and a sword, huh?
What? Did I catch you by surprise?
I think that I'm beginning to like you. Looks like the Ito Ryu has a messed up samurai too.
Sorry, but I am not a samurai. And I am no longer connected to the Ito Ryu.
Oh, interesting.
Well, pal, looks like your time's run out.
Huh?
What the hell?
Second rule of battle. He who knows the land can conquer the heavens! This used to be my playground when I was just a kid. My little sister and I hung out here. You see, my little sister was killed by a samurai.
Insolent child!
And that's why I hate samurai! You can keep that sword. It's my gift to you.
I want the scabbard too. Crazy bastard. You're not the only one who's had to travel down a hard road.
You've turned this into a fun night. I hope we meet again. If we can manage to stay alive.
You dumbass. Don't you know? If I could die, I'd be dead already.
Monty, look! Monty, you... You do some crazy things sometimes, things I didn't even ask you to do. I said that I was going to try and get over it. I was trying my best just to forget about it.